Hello and welcome to my preview for the Budapest Grand Prix 2012. Probably one of my favourite races of the year. I just love the track, it's traditional, I love the overtaking, I love the corners. Just an excellent track that I really enjoy watching. Quite an amazing race last week. It feels so like it just happened, so it's a bit weird doing another preview. But it was like a very controversial race for many reasons. The whole Red Bull situation for the start of the race, I think, I don't know, you do start to question the sport sometimes when the rules aren't written properly, and Red Bull seems to always like push the rules to the very limit. And I think they need to go back and look at the way they build their car and have a little bit of a look at themselves, because this happens a lot, not just occasionally. It's always Red Bull that seems to have these weird situations. And then we also had that sort of stuff with Button and Vettel, where Vettel actually overtaked off the track. There was a very similar situation with Rosberg earlier in the year with Hamilton and Alonso, and I think it's been classified a little bit. It's been sort of refined, and it's pretty clear in the rules that you have to overtake the person on the track, and all four wheels are off the track. So after the race, it felt a little bit harsh, being taken back to fifth, I think he was, which is a little bit harsh, as I said. But perhaps they could have just changed it so Vettel was third and Button was second instead of taking him back to fifth. Because obviously that's going to damage his championship quite badly, because that's a lot of important points. Lewis Hamilton lost his bloody wheels by the start of the race. He's not having much luck at the moment. Hopefully that improves for the next race. I reckon for the next race we're going to see a very strong result for McLaren and Red Bull, and also I think Alonso is going to be in the mix as well. I'd like to see McLaren perhaps get like a 1-2, 1-3 or something like that on the podium, just sort of like open up the championship a bit. I'd like to see Alonso probably back off hopefully a bit, because Alonso seems to be commanding the championship quite a lot recently, and also I'd like to see it being very competitive. I'd love to see Hamilton get back in there. I'd love to see Button sort of catch up the leaders a bit more, so it turns into like a 5-horse race for the championship. Also the Saubers the Saubers profited off the sort of penalty of Vettel, and Kobayashi went up to 4th place, and I think Perez was around 6th place or something like that. So they're performing really well in the races. They still seem to be struggling to sort of get that qualifying performance and really sort of push like the front leaders. But the car's been really good so far this season, and Sauber are definitely finding some performance from somewhere, and they definitely have the most money compared to sort of Ferrari, McLaren and sort of Mercedes. Alonso is just performing so well. He's pushing that car to its very limits every race, and he probably deserves to be at the top at the moment. He's definitely in my eyes probably one of the best drivers, or he's the best driver on the track at the moment. Obviously I like to sort of say my allegiance lies towards Button and Hamilton, because I am British, so I like to support my home team, but I love watching Alonso, and I think he's definitely the best driver at the moment. So in the midfield we've got that sort of dice in between sort of Force India, Williams and Toro Rosso, but yeah, it seems to be Force India seems to be sort of slowly going backwards, forwards, and it's a little bit confusing. The rest are still doing really well in that car. I would like to see him in a better car next year. That's hopefully going to be like Mercedes or something along those lines. Or maybe even Ferrari, who knows. Toro Rosso seems to be performing oddly, like perhaps during qualifying randomly, but they seem to be losing quite a lot of performance in the actual race itself. Whether that's down to the drivers which haven't got much sort of experience in the sport at the moment, that could be why. And sometimes I like to sort of discuss a little bit of gossip around the next Grand Prix. One of the ones that sort of stood out to me was Heikki Kovalainen, which is performing amazingly in the Lotus this year. He's been rumoured to have a bit of interest from Ferrari and Sauber. I want to really see him back in like a decent car again, because I think he's been performing so well, and I think he got much of a chance at McLaren alongside Hamilton when he was in probably his best form of his life. And being compared to him was a little bit harsh, but he seems to have gained a lot more experience, a lot more speed, and obviously he's a lot more technical in his car at the moment. Sam Michaels, the sports director from McLaren, has said they can actually improve on their pit stops from the last race, which was 2.4 seconds. So if they can improve any more, that'd be crazy. If they can get below sub 2 seconds, that'd be absolutely bonkers. And a little bit of comments on the race you're watching. I picked dynamic racing, and that sort of come down with rain, so that's quite fun. I doubt it's going to be raining this weekend, but it caused quite an interesting sort of start of the race. I had quite a good start. I think I took Webber over sort of on the second lap or something, so it was quite an easy win. I had a legendary. It depends on some reason. It depends on what track it is, whether it's hard or not. that's probably something I need to look at for the new game, F1 2012. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you give it a little like, subscribe, and check out my main channel, which is Game White Army, which does loads of walkthroughs and just covers loads of game news and stuff.